The rotator cuff muscle include, yes, as you said, supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor, right? And teres major. That doesn't come in the supraspinatus, but that is attached below the teres minor. That is the major. So minor actually includes in rotator cuff muscles. The other muscles we can see here, subscapularis, that is also one of the rotator cuff muscles, right? Here you can see the small part of the latissimus dorsi, right? Here you can see the muscles present in the flexor compartment of the arm. This one is the brachialis. The most superficial muscle is the bicep. This is coracobrachialis. So 3 muscles are present in the flexor compartment, right? In extensor compartment, just one muscle, tricep. I'm not interested in heads or anything. If I mark this muscle, just say tricep, right? Brachii. Here, actually, in this area, if I mark these muscles, simply say flexors of the wrist, because they flex the wrist, right? And in the extensor compartment, just simply say extensor of the wrist. They cross the wrist joint on the posterior surface, so they extend the wrist joint. So muscles are done. The limb muscles, the upper limb muscles, the lower limb. Yeah, easy. They are big muscles. Quadriceps femoris muscle. This entire actually mass is called quadriceps femoris, that consists of 3 muscles. The rectus femoris I can't see here, but we can see the tendon, because that muscle sits here in this area, in this gap, right? Then we have, see the big toe, vastus medialis, vastus lateralis, and vastus intermedius. These 3 muscles, one rectus, they form the quadriceps femoris. The quadriceps femoris tendon, when it crosses the knee joint, here it becomes the patellar ligament, right? I have mentioned patellar tendon, but I mean the correct terminology is patellar ligament. This is patellar ligament, only we use the term tendon here above the patella, right? Now here we can see the calf muscles, right? And calf muscles are arranged in 2 groups, but don't go in detail, right? That is the gastrocnemius muscle. I don't know I have mentioned in the list or not, but that is the gastrocnemius. Deep to the gastrocnemius, this big muscle you can see, the soleus. Don't go in detail of these deep group, right?
Gastroc and soleus.
Gastrocnemius and soleus, fish. And here all these muscles unite to form this tendon. That tendon is called calcaneal tendon or Achilles tendon.
Are both acceptable?
Can you call it Achilles tendon?
Achilles tendon is an acceptable answer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Right?
It's not. The gastrocnemius and the soleus aren't on your list.
It's not present?
No, that's
All right, so don't go in detail.
So
right?
the only muscles or structures we have on the lower ligament or the lower limb is the calcaneal tendon, the patellar tendon, and the quadriceps femoris.
All right, so that is the calcaneal tendon or Achilles tendon, and quadriceps femoris muscle and patellar ligament.
Okay. And then on the upper limb, we just have the rotator cuff muscles, which you mentioned, the teres major, the deltoid, the biceps.
Okay, so deltoid.
Right. And then you have on here pectoralis major. Can you
Pectoralis major is
locate
muscle
that on there?
not present actually in this model, so forget about it.
Okay, so
Okay.
minus.
No pectoralis.
No pectoralis.
Hey, just keep
Okay.
taking them off. I don't know.
Let's just get rid of it.
Because you guys do all these structure in detail in extremity course. Alright, so don't worry the detail of these things. Just few structures, those are very important. I have listed in your list. I will ask.
Does anyone want to go over the bones at all?
No,
that
I
we
think
did
we're
on
pretty
our
good with
last?
the bones.
No? Okay. Okay.
Good to know.
Okay, right. The nervous system.
Alright.
Let's
Let's see the nervous system.
Can I switch with you?
Nervous system,
Sorry.
first of all, the largest part of course, nervous system is divided into central and peripheral, right? Peripheral system consists of nerves, right? The cranial nerves you can see here, and the central nervous system consists of brain and plus, of course, the other structures. these structures, those belong to brain, right? And the cranial nerves, those, but cranial nerves come in the peripheral nervous system, central nervous system include actually brain and the spinal cord, this area, right? Now see the lobes of the cerebrum. This entire thing is called cerebrum or cerebral hemisphere, one half, right? Now cerebral hemisphere consists of 4 lobes, right? Each lobe is named after the bone. That covers that part of the brain lobe. So this is the frontal lobe that is covered by the frontal bone. This is temporal lobe. And this area, actually, where is the central sulcus? If we locate the central sulcus here, so that is the precentral, post-central, right? And this area is the parietal lobe, and this area is the occipital lobe. So occipital, parietal, frontal, temporal lobes. When you look on the medial surface, we can see the largest commissural fiber bundle, that is called corpus callosum. Here you can see the thalamus, that's the part of the diencephalon. Below that thalamus, this area is called hypothalamus, right? Here we can see the midbrain. Midbrain consists of anteriorly cerebral peduncle. Posteriorly, this area is called tectum, cerebellum, pons, medulla. Medulla anteriorly shows some big structures. So here also you can see these structures. These are cerebral peduncles, these 2 fiber bundles, pons, medulla. On the ventral aspect of the medulla, you can see these pyramids, laterally ovate. Now what cranial nerves we can see here? The first cranial nerves we can't see here, brainstem area. First cranial nerve you can see here on the inferior surface, right? Then second cranial nerve, third in order, we are doing in order. Second, third, fourth, right? Fifth, the largest cranial nerve, right? Sixth, sitting on the anterior aspect. 7, 8. 7 is sitting next to the 6. This is 7. This is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These are the cranial.
And I remember you saying you just want to ask us the number of the
Numbers
cranial
are
nerve?
fine.
You don't need to know the name.
No, numbers are fine, right? If I ask you tag any nerve, for example, this one, so simply say 11th cranial,
Okay.
right? Okay. So we have done the brainstem. We have done the any
Okay,
question?
on the brain you have on your review sheet the corpus callosum, the midbrain, the pons, the medulla.
Yeah.
Those are the only things we need to be able to label?
If they are mentioned in here, actually see the detail of these structures, see the lab guide. Here I
Okay.
mentioned the major topics,
Okay.
right? But see the lab guide. Probably I have mentioned the cranial nerves or not.
Yes.
Yeah, you said cranial
Yeah,
nerves.
right.
Okay.
So, the detail is mentioned, that is the final lab guide. I have mentioned
Right.
the topics, but detail
Okay.
you can see in the
But not
lab
the
guide.
not the muscle detail.
No. no.
Okay, so that'll be
Right.
the same up there.
Okay, so that is the nervous system. Okay.
Do you want to do on this one? So we
Sure.
stay on the.
Okay. So. The nervous system, of course, we have done the upper part. Now, see, start from the, here we can see the spinal cord, right? That is the spinal cord. And in this area, of course, you can see the roots, right? Here, we can see both roots, the ventral and dorsal. Here, actually, ventral roots are cut, so you can see the cut edges of the ventral roots, but still, we can see the dorsal roots. This is the area where spinal nerve is formed, and beyond that area, we can see the ventral ramus. These are ventral rami, which you can see here, right? And the dorsal root ganglia, actually, you can see here, these pink, actually ball-like structure. These are denticulate ligament. I don't believe these are mentioned in your lab guide,
No.
right? So just the spinal
Oh, no,
cord,
they are
right?
actually.
This is
Oh,
the
yeah.
spinal cord, termination of the spinal cord. We have done in the spinal lab also, condus medullaris, center phylum, phylum terminale. This entire thing is cardiac equina.
Is there a way that we'll be able to tell if it's the cauda equina or the phylum terminale?
Phylum
tagging it?
terminale is a single
Or-
phylum.
okay.
Okay. And this entire actually bunch of fibers and the fibers, those surround this central fiber together form the chordae vena.
But when you're tagging, like in spinal lab, it was easier because you
Yeah.
could put a string
Yeah,
around it.
right.
Would you put like on the question, what is this single fiber? Or would you put what is
No,
this
no,
group
I
of
can
fibers?
make an arrow.
Okay.
Okay, so that will actually the arrow tip will terminate
Okay.
here if I want to.
And it would be a larger arrow.
Yeah,
if it
larger
was-
the entire thing. If you can see, just single tag here, no arrow. So
Okay.
simply say chordae.
Okay.
Okay.
These are all the ventral
Ye-
roots, right?
Yeah, like
Ventral,
here you
ventral
can.
root.
Yeah, these are ventral because this is the ventral
Right,
aspect,
yeah.
right?
And these are the ramus, ventral ramus.
Ramus, ventral.
And you
ramus.
can't
Dorsal
see the
ramus
dorsal
goes on
ramus.
the back. No, we can't see.
Okay.
Right?
So just the ventral ramus.
Okay,
We have this on there, even though we did this in spinal.
you did it. But on cadaver, right? Okay. So what else?
We can
The
do
next, the heart.
Let's do the
Okay, let's start heart.